How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just I don't know. I don't really can't believe people be asking me to do interviews. Like I think Vision told wanted to do one as well.
You don't believe it, but you're like one of the biggest MK streamers, if not the biggest.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've just been reminiscing on old times recently about like when I was just started like with 13 viewers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
now I'm here doing interviews for the game.
Yeah, man. Well, I've been watching you for ages, bro. You've been doing a lot of good work, and your beef sets are the one you did the other day, where I think it was against Dill.
Yeah.
That I was on. Me and my cousin were on the floor laughing, man. That shit had that absolutely killed me. I think you were arguing with Baddie or someone.
I think it was Batty and someone else. Diddle, Batty. Oh, Ketchup was there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ketchup was there as well. But you and Baddie would say something, and you would say something until you both start screaming. I spat my water. I had to clean up my floor.
Well, because Bad doesn't shut the fuck up, man. He never shuts the fuck up. Motherfucker keeps talking. I mean, I looked at the comments on that vid. They're all saying, "Yo, get rid of Baddie. She's annoying. He's annoying." You know what I mean?
Nah, nah. Your chemistry is like I know you two don't like each other, but it's actually hilarious watching you guys argue.
People
But
like if I don't know.
yeah, all right, man. Well, I know you're busy, so I won't keep you longer than you need to be. I basically I wanted to ask you these questions because you've been riding for MK for the longest, through the ups and downs. Where a lot of people have dropped off, you sort of stuck around. You stayed with Sub-Zero even through all the problems of the character. So, first thing that I want to ask you is, how are you finding Mortal Kombat 1 after its first year?
Okay, so based on the information that we've got on what's coming with this next expansion update, I have completely ruled out the possibility of Mortal Kombat 1's first year being an actual full game.
Okay, like a
Mortal,
beta.
Mortal Kombat 1's for the full first year is in fact 100% undeniably, undebatedly, undoubtedly a beta. There's no chance
Hmm.
this has been a full game the whole time. That was a whole beta. There's many things that can attest to it. There's been no crossplay. There's been a whole bunch of bugs, player 2 bug, broken characters that got finally balanced out, like Peacemaker. Chameleon got balanced out. The meta has been going crazy. Now they just need to kill Homelander with this last one because
Yeah.
Homelander easily the most broken character I've seen in MK for a while, man. Like I'm not even joking. He's got some kind of MK9 broken shit going. So there's been no crossplay. Then they added crossplay, but there's no King of the Hill crossplay, so they added that next. Like they added shit slowly, slowly, slowly. The shrine died off. Invasions kind of died off.
Hmm.
All of it's died off. So we've reached a point where definitely MK1 year two is in fact the full game. But the problem that everybody has with that
Hmm.
is gotta pay extra now.
Yeah, isn't it like a full price game?
Yeah, so they charged a full money for the full game when it released, which is well for someone like me, I don't really mind the price because like I am the biggest MK11 hater. I would pay $200 to move on to MK1 than MK11. No joke. Like just off the fact alone that the mechanics that I want are in MK1, I'll pay it, bro. I don't care. You
Yeah.
know why? Because I fuck MK11.
Mm.
I don't think MK11 is a video game. I think it's a some kind of alien creation. That's what I'm not even joking. I'm not even saying that for entertainment purposes.
Mm.
I think it was made by aliens. Humans couldn't have made a game that shit.
But Sub-Zero was quite strong in that game. Even with that, you didn't like it.
So Sub-Zero was strong in the game, but I didn't like it. The reason I didn't like it is because number one, his forward two, yes, it was really cancer to go against, but if they blocked it, you did. You
Mm.
know, that's one thing I don't like because I don't like to play on risk.
Yeah.
Okay, I like to play strategically. So the thing what MK11 did with for Sub-Zero with me is that, of course, he's got an unsafe mix-up, but it's still a mix-up, and he gets heavily rewarded from it. So he's got an unsafe mix-up. Then the breaker system is shit, so I can't really do what I want to do. when I want to do it. Because if they do it on the ground, they punish me on the ground, I can't break. And then there's no anti-airs because characters can jump all over Sub-Zero as well. He doesn't have that many good anti-airs. So you got Cabal players and Jackie players and even Shang and Canoe players jumping in, getting full 30% combos in no anti-air games.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, of course, the character Sub-Zero was strong, but like, how do I say? The mechanics of the game push
Yeah.
me away from. I didn't like Sub-Zero's design in that game. I didn't like it because it was all about a cheap plan of mixing and getting free damage, and I didn't like it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, no, I
But
wasn't a massive fan of his design either. But having said that, did you play Noob Saibot in MK11 at all?
so I did play him. He was actually one of my third or fourth mains, though. That's the difference. The reason why is because the sickle, I didn't like it. I did not like the sickle design. I just wish he was doing his own shit with the shadow, you know. And since Sub-Zero was already strong and it wasn't Sub-Zero, like what I'm saying is in MK11, Kuai Liang is Sub-Zero
Mm-hmm.
and Bihan is Canoe, but we never had Bihan as a Sub-Zero since 1992 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So with MK1, Bihan's the character that I actually. So Sub-Zero was falling off for me, actually. I didn't really like him that much. Didn't really care about him that much because Kuai Liang wasn't that like cold-hearted Sub-Zero that
Yeah.
he's supposed to be. So Bihan came along, and now I just fell back in love with the character fully. But now I have to main Noob Saibot in MK1 because it is Bihan. It's
Yeah.
my favorite sub, So that's just one thing so my character loyalty. So if they added Bihan Noob Saibot to Tekken, then I have to play Tekken.
Oh, okay, that
Because
would get you into Tekken, yeah.
yeah, that's how it is now. It's been like that with Sub, but now it's like that with Noob now.
Okay, so did you play Injustice 2 then?
I played Injustice 2 just a little bit for Sub-Zero. The reason I didn't play it is because I was an MKX streamer at the time. And I didn't like it. I couldn't fuck with that ugly ass game. I hated it.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, we'll get to Noob Saibot in a little bit. One thing I wanted to ask you is that obviously MK1's been criticized quite heavily, but you've been more on the positive side of it. We've spoken a lot about the negatives on YouTube, but what would you say NRS got right in the first year of MK1?
In the first year of Mortal Kombat 1, what did they got right? So, what they got right is character, Mortal Kombat character DLC seasons are the ones they got right. The 3 guest ones are the ones that they flopped on big time. The 3 guest ones were a 48-day filler gap, meaning once they released them, there would be bare bones seasons. There would be shit. There would be no skins, no gear, nothing. It was bad. So with Quan and Chameleon, so with Omni-Man first, who was first, it was cool, like, because at that point there was still lots of players on the game. The game's numbers will fall off within 3 months or 4 months after it. Like, no, the honeymoon phase is over.
Yeah.
Omni-Man dropped with the honeymoon phase, so we can't count him. Quan Chi also dropped with the honeymoon phase. We can't count him. Then after that, this is where the fall off began. Peacemaker came after Quan Chi. Shittest season ever. Fucking shit. The skins were terrible. The gear was terrible. Nobody wanted to play Invasions. Peacemaker was broken as hell. And then what refreshed everything was Chameleon, but no one knew how broken she was at that point. So then, if I remember correctly, who came out after that? Was it Ermac, right?
I think Ermac came after Chameleon.
Yeah. So this is what they did right. Ermac's season was one of the biggest refreshers to the game. Like, they did that so well. We're not counting the first 2 DLCs, so we're gonna count the 4 that came after. Ermac's season was great, absolutely great. It had brand new moves for quite a few characters. Rain could be played differently. Who who else? Rain had new buffs and new moves. Reptile got new buffs and new moves. So these other characters got new stuff. Broken stuff started to get nerfed. And Ermac was very fun. Ermac season is the first time I completed Invasions, actually. That was great. I believe it was Raiden who played there. With Raiden's, that was Raiden's season. We got the Thunder God Raiden from MK11 skin. I love that because I'm a massive Raiden fan. We got the Reigning Tea House map at the end of Invasions. That was it was great from the beginning. I loved that season. I went through that season and it was great. Then the Homelander one. The Homelander one is the one that, in fact, killed the game for me. I'm not even joking, bro.
Why? What did they? What was it? Just a lack of content?
Bro, they released this blonde pussy into the game without it, with 50 billion bugs in him.
Yeah.
100 bugs going. No content, no shrine, shit season, no new gear, no shrine, just one. Literally, the only newest thing for the first 48, the whole 48 days was Homelander. No balance patch, no balance changes, nothing. Because they didn't want to change anything in the game because of Final Combat. Final Combat was happening in the same month. They changed nothing. It was the most lackluster, boring, shittest season of all time. And that's when they fixed it. They went in the right direction with the Chiquita one, the final one, the one that we just got. So the Chiquita one definitely was done right. We got a cameo, a character, a bunch of balance changes that really didn't impact Sub-Zero, but yeah.
Yeah. So you would say that so they got half right with the main Mortal Kombat characters, but all the DLC guests, they got that all wrong.
Yep, exactly. They also added crossplay. I don't know when they did. I think it was with maybe been Peacemaker, or I'm not sure. It might have been Peacemaker, but they added crossplay. That was huge because crossplay and ranked. That's something I haven't had in MK. So yeah, that was great. So they did. I think out of the 4 seasons, they did most right, but with the Homelander one, it killed it for me personally. And then Tequila brought it back for me.
Okay, so all right, so it's a half and half situation. That kind of covers my next question. So the next question I'll ask you then is, what excites you the most going into Khaos Reigns, other than obviously Noob Saibot?
Okay, so Khaos Reigns. We have confirmation from a reputable insider who says that Warrior Shrine and online practice are coming with this update, which is why I believe the full game is coming. So we're having 32 characters on the roster. We're having 20 cameos, and then we're getting these modes. Apparently, we're getting a lot of We're getting modes. I think test your luck, or test your might, all of that stuff. Like they're adding the old school MK shit into this new update. Animalities too. This is definitely the biggest update the game is getting. So I'm excited for Warrior Shrine, whatever that is. And it's not a place where you buy old gear. So I'm really curious to see what that is.
Do we have no information on what Warrior Shrine is then?
Absolutely nothing.
So it could be a deception style story mode for all we know.
It could be anything. I mean, at this point, it could even be like a lobby, like a shrine, a warrior shrine, a lobby, like the Tekken thing you got. It could be that. I'd be really disappointed if it's just some currency shit, but I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
That's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited to see what it is, but the biggest changes are this. Apparently, Ed Boon is saying that. Well, Ed Boon and these articles are saying that lots of new moves are getting added. So a gameplay refresher is approaching with the game with this update as well. So definitely I'm excited for the Warrior Shrine. I'm excited for Homelander getting his ass fucking booted into the ground. Nerfs, fucking destroy him. Get him out of here. All these carried dogs on Combat League can't play him no more. I want them to nerf him into unusability. I'm sorry. So that's that. Then I'm excited for the new Sub-Zero cameo buffs, even though it doesn't look like I was that excited. But I'd like to use the Sub-Zero cameo. I want to see what it's like. I'm excited for that. What else am I excited for? I heard some cameos are getting new moves. Oh, Shujinko's getting a stun kick. I want to try that as well.
Yeah, I did see that. Are you at all interested in the direction of the story? Because it seems to center around Bihan.
Well, look at that then. So my favorite character is getting a story revolved around him. Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited about. That's the first. So the last time I played an MK story on stream on this channel, my main one, was Aftermath,
Mm-hmm.
and Aftermath, like the characters are very iconic, I guess. Like Shang, Nightwolf, and Fujin. There was the main ones of that story. Like
Yeah.
Sub Zero was barely there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
While it was a fun thing to watch, it wasn't my thing. But now with this expansion, it's Havoc, but it's also Sub Zero Beyond and
Yeah.
Noob Saibot. So this is exciting for me. I'm gonna play that shit on the stream as well. For the first time, I'm gonna play that. It's revolved around the Lin Kuei, of course. Sector and Cyrax female are now female. They're Lin Kuei cyborgs. Bihan is gonna be there. He's gonna get killed, become noob. So this is gonna be great. I'm very excited to play that story
How do
and
you
see what.
feel about them potentially making him like an anti-hero rather than a full-blown villain?
So I saw that. I saw that. Um, the thing about Noob Saibot is he he's always been controlled. Like he's been controlled this whole time by Quan Chi,
Mm-hmm.
into doing his shit for him. So if he changes allegiance, I don't see it that bad of a deal, but it's also a redemption arc for Bihan for what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bihan is also like he sold his two brothers down the river for power and glory. So while it was a shitty thing to do, and I actually support him on doing it, to be honest.
Why?
I support him on doing it because he wants the Lin Kuei to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wants them to become stronger and with an army behind them. He wants to lead instead of listening to motherfuckers like Liu Kang. And I agree with him. I'm like, why not be the Lin Kuei? I mean, we don't take orders from no motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lin Kuei's got to do their thing. So I agreed with him, but I think they're gonna redeem him. I think he's joining Liu Kang's side at the end or
Mm-hmm.
something.
So just before we go on to, because it sounds like you're going to main Noob Saibot, or at least have him as a secondary.
So the thing with Noob Saibot is this. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened for me in MK. So I'll try to explain it without making it long, and I'll try to explain it without making it confusing. For the longest time, for the last 8 years of streaming, I've always been Sikander Sub-Zero, right? Now, because of how they've treated Sub-Zero and his garbage ass frame data, and how like they've been nerfing him, like you don't know this, and some other people don't know this. They've been stealth nerfing Sub all these patches. They took away this one thing from his ice clone that was really good. It was so good to have. Basically, if you did ice clone punch and they called a cameo behind them, it would hit them. It would hit the cameo even if they're blocking. That was really strong. Now, if a cameo is standing in front of them, behind them, it will only hit the cameo if they're in front of the character. So that means if they summon a cameo in front, you do the clone punch hits the cameo, they can just walk forward and punish you.
Right. And they didn't list that in the patches. It was just sort of done
They didn't
quietly.
put that. Nope. They
Why?
didn't put
Why
it
do
in.
you think it is that they? Because I was going to ask you now that you're going on to this. Why is it that they keep on nerfing him? And is it because of what happened in MK11? And what do you think they need to do to make Sub-Zero a viable character?
Why are they nerfing him? I'll tell you. What they've done to Sub-Zero is a direct result of crybaby professional players.
Mm.
The professional MK players professional. Yeah, professional playoff line. They hated Sub-Zero since MKX. They hated his MKX Grandmaster clone.
Mm-hmm.
And then MK11, they hated his mix game and his trade game. He had one of the most cancerous archetypes a character could have. Zoning, counter zoning, and mixing. That's crazy. Right? That combination is very insane. You can't give a character all three of those. You can give a character one or two, but not all three. Because of this, several pro players were hired at the QA department at NetherRealm. I know, and they don't even need to. They can deny as much as they want. I know they played a massive role in getting this character fucked in his ass. They destroyed him. All right, they took all his moves away. None of his fucking moves make sense anymore. He can't slide under high projectiles on reaction anymore. His combo, his ice ball doesn't combo anymore, and it's slow as hell. It doesn't hit anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The two new moves, the clone has 44 frames recovery, meaning that I'm getting punished half the time. You can get punished on hit a lot for using the clone.
Mm-hmm.
If you poke somebody and go into clone, you can get punished.
I did see Tom Brady showed me a video where he does EX Ice Clone and they can still get punished for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, if they killed his normal moves like that, okay, maybe. But even if you spend a bar on these moves, they're still the same. Still the same, bro. Like, there's no recovery changing. There's no startup change. There's no active. There's only one active frame change, and that's the clone one, the EX clone, which stays there for 2 seconds. That's it.
That is pretty bad. That seems almost like they did it on purpose.
Purpose, exactly. How the fuck you gonna give him an EX ice ball that's exactly the same slow as 39 frames? Like, his EX ice clone punch should go full screen.
Yeah.
That would make a difference.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It literally does. It just doesn't make sense. I'm telling you, I don't know what the character's supposed to do after all this time. I don't. They neutered every move he's fucking got. And you asked me what he should get.
Yeah.
Now, look, clear we're doing an interview. This is just classified. I'm not supposed to be talking about what he needs because I did a funeral for him.
Okay.
I'm not supposed. I did a funeral for the character in my back garden. I live streamed it. I think a lot of people saw that. So the reason I did his funeral is because upon learning that an already broken character like Tanya, Tade, I call her Tade, she's getting buffs, bro. She's getting new buffs. And I saw that in the combat cast, and then I saw it in the same combat cast that Sub-Zero cameo is getting a fucking clone throw. Meaning the whole roster is getting a clone throw before Sub-Zero himself. You know
that's a good point,
right?
Actually. I did see that.
Yeah, so guess what? I did the motherfucker's funeral. Once I did the funeral, that ended all discussion on what the character needs or should have or get. Buffing requesting is gone. It's end. But because we're doing this interview, I'll tell you what he would need to make him better. He needs one of three things. A fast projectile, 4 things, sorry. One of 4 things. Just one would be fine. A meterless launcher special, like everybody else has. That would change a lot. That would mean he can use Motaro, cameo like Motaro, Darius without spending a bar. Okay? For the launch. That's one. The second one is a fast projectile, letting him zone and trade instead of running in non-stop and getting hit out of his ice ball startup. That would change a lot. Yeah. Now, I was thinking maybe that ice spear, he can just throw that, maybe that, because they have it in Invasions. In Invasions, he can throw an ice spear full screen.
Oh, what, the one that he gets when he slides?
Yep.
Okay.
He can throw that shit full screen and it goes pretty fast. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a fast mid. A fast mid wouldn't really change much in my opinion, but if they want to give him that, that's fine. Because right now it's 15 frames and it's kind of shit, man. I don't know, bro. Like, the only way you're landing that is if you're backdashing first and then letting his arm reach out and whiff punish. That's the only way. There's no counter mashing with it. It's not a counter masher mid. It's not a counter masher mid. It's a with Punisher mid. So that's third one. And the fourth one. The fourth one, the biggest fix to him. No, it's not the biggest fix, but I'd say give him an ice teleport. An ice teleport to help him with getting in, basically. But that's all, I think.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah.
So would you say like as a Sub-Zero player, you're having to work much harder than most of the other casts to get your wins, especially at like, the level that you're playing at?
So, absolutely. So, how do I put it? Sub-Zero, every day I stream Combat League, I'm fighting literal broken cancer every day with this shit character. Now, whether I win or lose, I'm not. It's hard. It's the first to two. We're playing sub. It's tough. It is definitely very hard. It is an uphill battle, especially Rain, bro. Fuck Rain. Before Rain's buffs, it used to be a 5-5 matchup between them. Now it's literally like a 7-3 or something. Rain fucking shits on sub. Rain's got these crazy mix-ups going. There's not mix-ups, crazy setups going. And then there's Sub-Zero. He's just doing this one thing into Serena again and again, and it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing because Sub-Zero, I promise you, Mike, if Sub-Zero had something, a real busted setup with a cameo, you would have seen somebody using it by now, including me.
Yeah.
The motherfucker doesn't have any. Like, Rain can do his new move, back three into a Cyrax net mid-screen. Well, you know what that does? It's a full reset. It takes your bar away. Takes one full bar away from you, and it's a full reset for a full combo. That is absolutely crazy. If they give something like that to Sub, which he doesn't have, obviously, then it'd be a different boat.
So you've basically, it sounds like you've given up hope on the character and you're going to move over to Noob Saibot.
Yeah. I'm moving on. So that's what I was going to say to you earlier. Noob Saibot is not going to be my second main. He's going to share the top one spot with, so both of them are going to be top one.
Okay.
There's no secondary involved. It's the same character, we're just playing him with different abilities. Top one main there. And this is the first time where my channel is not going to be me and Sub-Zero. It's going to be me, Noob Saibot, and Sub-Zero now.
So are you going to rebrand the channel to sort of represent
it's all
him?
it's all about Sub, Noob, and me now. And we're going into Combat League and we're going to beat everyone. Well, hopefully, basically.
I'm looking forward to seeing your Noob Saibot, seeing what you do with him. I wanted to ask you, we've spoken about the guest characters, right? How do you feel about them, though? Because there's a lot of people online that are not happy that there's 6 guest characters online. And there's also people that are like, oh, it brings in fans from outside of Mortal Kombat. As somebody that's been playing, you're like a Mortal Kombat diehard. What would you say your general sentiments are towards the guest characters?
Right. I think so. We're getting 3 guest characters in Khaos Reigns.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian,
T1000 and Scream.
T1000 and Ghostface, right? So I think the only one that should not be there is Conan the Barbarian. Nobody asked for him. He was never in any discussion to be in the game as a DLC. Nothing. Now, Ghostface, I'm very hyped for. I've been a horror fan all my life. It is a known fact that, Halloween, my favorite, right?
Yeah.
I got all these masks and all that shit. You can probably see it in the back over there.
Yeah, I've seen them on your stream before.
Yeah, so Michael Myers is my favorite character next to Sub-Zero, and the creators of Ghostface credited Halloween and Michael Myers for being the main inspiration behind making the first Scream movie. And even in the movie, you can see Halloween's being played on the TV. So I'm mad. Like, he's my second favorite. Ghostface has always been my second favorite. Growing up, I loved watching the movies. Scream 1, 2, and 3 again and again and again until they finally did 4. Then they did 5 and 6 now. They kept this. I think Scream 5 brought the character back to life because Scream 4 wasn't that good.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I'm very, very excited for Ghostface. I cannot wait to play him. I'm very, very, very curious on how they make him work, man. This is going to be crazy. If they
Is it
actually,
someone that you're gonna add to your roster of
yep,
characters?
definitely, definitely, yep. There's only three characters I'm adding to my roster from this combat pack. It's Canoob, obviously.
Hmm.
That's one. Ghostface is two.
Yeah.
T1000. I want to try T1000.
I am interested to see the T1000 more than anything because Terminator is a film that I grew up on. So of all the
Yeah.
guest characters, I was like, that one's the most appealing to me.
Oh, if I could remember, man, my dad brought Terminator 2 home on a pirate disc or something, man. He
Mm.
just brought it from someone, and I used to watch it. Oh man, the scariest part that scared me as a child was when John Connor called his mom at home.
Oh yeah,
And she grabbed the phone and she used her other hand to kill the other guy,
yeah,
and it was she didn't even there was no emotion. Like her face was just stuck in place, and that scared me so bad, bro. I love Terminator 2. It's one of the best ever made, you know.
yeah. It's probably I would say it's probably the greatest action film ever made.
I'll agree with you. I mean, it's the best action movie ever made for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah.
What would you say then? So it's you're generally you're excited for the guest characters. Let's say that Mortal Kombat 1 gets supported another year, so there's Combat Pack 3. How would you feel if there was another three guest characters? Would you be open to it, or would you think that it's too much and there's MK characters that are missing?
I think it would be too much. I think it would be too much because so with MK11 I think they did three guests in the first one, did they? Was it Spawn,
Yes,
Joker,
Spawn,
and
Joker, and
Terminator?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. So as time went on, they went less on the guest characters. I hope they do that again because after that we just got RoboCop and Rambo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping. Now, here's the thing. If there is a year three, which I'm sure there is because Ed Boon actually he did an interview at San Diego Comic Con that not many people saw. What he said was when they launched MK1, they knew there was going to do years of content, and this is just year two. So I'm fairly certain there's 100% year three.
Mhm.
But there's also something else he did on Twitter, which has got me really curious and excited. He asked, "What returning guests would you want?"
Oh,
And
really?
yep, and everybody voted MKX, Alien, Predator, Jason, Leatherface. If they pull that off for this game, and even he asked it, so I'm pretty sure he could if he wants, that would be insane, bro. Fucking insane.
I didn't see that. That's quite interesting. I would like if I was to choose a guest character to come back, I'd probably choose either Kratos or Freddy Krueger. I thought they were pretty good.
Bro, I just started playing God of War Ragnarok, you know. It's a 10 out of 10 game already. I haven't even got through the first quest or the
Mm-hmm.
second quest yet for tier. But I was thinking that literally just last night. Imagine they put him in there.
But would you
Imagine they
like the new Kratos, like the way they've designed him now, or would you like the older
the
version?
new. I'll take the new one for
Really?
sure. Yeah, the long beard and everything.
Mm. I think I
He's,
prefer the older one. To me, fits better to Mortal Kombat because he's more ruthless. The newer one is a
really?
bit more tame and he's a bit like a dad, isn't he?
Yeah, true. I would love. I mean, they could do both. Still.
Yeah, they could do. You could, in theory, you could just do a costume swap because they both use the
Yep.
same weapons.
Yeah, man, bro. This is. I'm just telling you, the hype will go off the rails if they do a year three
Mm.
with three characters, three MK characters, which are already confirmed to be Kung Jin, Cassie, and Jade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been leaked in there. So Kung Jin, Cassie, and Jade have been leaked in there. Then the other three, maybe there's other three, I don't know, but returning guests will take it. I mean, everybody, literally anyone would pay. Nobody would say we don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
You're reusing shit. bro, everybody would jump at that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Jason,
I'm personally I'm against having loads of guest characters in the game. I think three is pushing it. But if I was to choose returning guest characters, Alien and Predator, Predator is probably the best designed one. I think
yeah,
you
yeah.
could do so much shit with him, so I'd probably choose Predator.
Predator, there you go. See, I think three might be too much, but they could just do a horror pack release, like a horror pack,
They could.
straight up.
Don't you think it? Would you be in support of NRS designing a horror fighting game, given that they've got all these characters?
They would. So 100%. I'll play that shit. I'll play that shit every day. I'll play it all day, easily. As long as they got Michael Myers in it, I'll be
Yeah.
in it.
It feels like it is going down that road. They're introducing all these characters. I'm assuming if they sell well, WB and NRS might look to be like, okay, these guys can probably get their own game.
The thing about that is, the problem with that is they did injustice. They did injustice with all the DC shit because WB kind of owns that, I
Yeah,
think. But with the horror thing, they're gonna have to go from this license to that license to that license and that license. It
yeah,
could be a huge deal, man. Uh, but it's possible. I mean, they got Freddy, they got Predator, Alien, Jason, Leatherface, Ghostface.
hmm
They was about to get Ash Williams in as well.
yeah. I heard about that.
Yep, he was actually in the menu of MK11. Before they patched it out.
I heard that his schedules, that it clashed with Evil Dead, I think, or something, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it clashed. It clashed. They couldn't do it. I don't know why. I mean, they if they do a horror game, I don't know if the roster could be that big. Oh, there's one thing. There's actually one thing. If they manage to pull off, and even he said it himself, Ed Boon has also put a pull out for it. They could end up bringing Chucky as a cameo.
Oh yeah, I did actually hear someone mentioning that. Speaking of cameos, what is going on with Chaos Reigns? Because there doesn't seem to be any cameos advertised. Do you know if there's been any leaks, or are you in favor of there being no more cameos?
What they're doing, I'm kind of surprised myself that there's no cameos. But what I feel like they're doing and aiming for is making the current ones stronger.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put the cut. That's why they're getting all these new moves. Jack's got a new one. Shujinko, Sub-Zero cameos getting new moves. There's a lot of new moves coming through. Striker's getting a buff on his grenades. Uh, there's a lot of new moves coming through with this patch. So I think it'd be better. I think they did it right for now. Instead of instead of pushing everyone towards a different meta again and again. They just make the current ones stronger.
Yeah.
They take current ones to the meta area, like right now, Farah and Chameleon are still kind of the meta. And if they push every cameo towards that, it can be open up the game, open up the cameos for use with everyone basically. That's
Okay.
what.
And so,
So
oh, sorry, go on.
yeah, I would take these current ones getting more stronger for now, but I will need to see more cameos in the future after this. I'm thinking probably year three they might, or before year three, just a cameo pack.
Okay. All right. And so you've spoken that like you're excited for Chaos Reigns. Uh, so even though you're excited for Chaos Reigns, is there anything that you really want to see in Mortal Kombat 1 in year 2 that they haven't spoken about, or maybe someone's brought up to you, or something you've always wished for?
What I want the most from MK1 is a tag mode.
Okay.
I just want a two main fighter versus two main fighter mode. That's all I want. And
Do you think that a tag mode with the current state of Mortal Kombat would be realistic? Well, I'll ask you this. Do you think Sub-Zero without a cameo becomes much, much weaker?
well, that's the thing, you see, because we're gonna have two characters. I mean, Sub-Zero without a cameo is worse than he's definitely worse than the worst MK9 character. I know that for sure. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Mm-hmm.
However, if he's got a character with him that can help, so what I'm trying to say is if a character on the other side does a meterless launcher, like he doesn't fucking have one himself, right? So if they do that, then you call sub in, then I'm kind of fine with that, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
2v2. Yeah, I mean, I always thought it should have launched with a 2v2 mode. I don't know why they went with Cameo, other than the fact that I've always had the theory that MK1 was supposed to be Injustice 3 and they switched things around. Because when you look at a lot of the characters, they seem to mirror Injustice characters. But a 2v2 mode would be good. So before I close off the interview, because we've spoken a lot about what I wanted to ask you of the game, in terms of your beef sets and your money matches and the things that you're doing on there, do you have anyone in particular where people have been talking shit to you because you've been playing Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot's coming out and you're like, right, I'm gonna come and get my revenge on you? Do you have any plans for Khaos Reigns beef sets?
So, yes, I do. And in all this time, as in my beef sets, as a beef set, I'm the king of beef sets, and I don't give a shit what anyone says, and nobody's taking that from me because I've always stepped up. I believe that in my beef set track record, the character I've lost to the most is that fucking lesbian, that bitch Sindel. All right, that outworld fuck Sindel. That bitch is so fucking broken, Mike. I tell you, take the most broken shit that you got in Tekken and amplify it by 5. You got yourself MK1 Sindel with Tremor. I'm telling you, bro.
Is there a Sindel player that's beaten you in a beef set that you haven't managed to beat yet?
So I've lost to 2 Sindels in a beef set. One was Bean Cell and the other one is Koizi. But Koizi's at the start of the game, which I didn't really know how to play it. So I don't know if I'd count that. Later in the game, I beat him. I beat him actually back. So I got him back, sort of. But this Bean Cell guy, so what he did was basically Sindel Tremor allows. So what it does, it allows infinite zoning on Sub-Zero. He can't do shit. Then it allows a 100% guaranteed overhead low mix-up reset of any hit she gets on you. I don't know why, but it does. Then, of course, you can't zone her back with sub. You can't slide in on reaction with sub. His side is too slow. She recovers very quick, even with air projectiles. It's a horrible match. So, with Noob Saibot, my boy seems to have a fast launcher, fast projectile. He seems to have a teleport that can counter this ugly ass fucking zoning shit that they're doing. He seems to have a little good amount of options. He seems to have an air dive kick as well. So, for sure, if it comes to it, and when I'm ready and confident, I will call out that Sindel player. And if he wants to do it, he can. If he don't, fine. I mean, everybody's gonna say he looks like a little bitch because he doesn't want to fight a competent character now.
Yeah.
Because Noob Saibot can't be as bad as Sub. It's impossible.
Yeah.
He doesn't have no ice involved. They didn't cry about him in tournaments. The pros don't care about him like that, so he'll be fine. If he doesn't do it, he's a whole bitch, and everybody's gonna see him for one. But if he does, we can do it. And he should be able to make me eat my words, but we'll see.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully he sees this and he takes you up on your offer. Just before we close out, I want to ask you, I know everyone knows you from Mortal Kombat. Are there any other fighting games that you're looking to jump onto, or are you just focusing on Khaos Reigns?
Well, you see, I wasn't really going into fighting games. I actually started playing Elden Ring. But the problem is, I started streaming it as well. And a lot of people kind of liked it. But the problem with me personally is that I can't get Khaos Reigns out of my mind, bro. It's just, I'm so excited. Like, I feel, for me personally, a brand new game is releasing soon.
Yeah.
A brand new MK game. I'm getting a new main. I'm getting a lot of different new buffs and changes and additions to the game. Like I said, it's been in a beta. The full game is releasing for me, and I'm beyond excited. I'm more excited for this release than I ever have been for the initial MK1 release, which is insane to say. So no, I'm not looking forward to anything in any other fighting game, and I don't think I ever will unless Sub-Zero is there or Noob Saibot.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, so that's that. And also, for the record, you're probably wondering what Noob Saibot team am I going to be running? It's Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot team.
I kind of figured you would do that. It makes sense.
Yeah, because apparently Noob Saibot has this thing, this buff that he can only use once per match.
Mm.
It's in the Xbox newsletter or some shit. They talked about what he can do. So he's got this hand on his waist, and he can use it once per match. Apparently, it's a high risk, high reward move. So if we just freeze them with Sub-Zero cameo, we can get that buff going. I'm pretty sure, right?
I mean, it'd be
Right?
good to see if they've designed the character the way I think they have, then it'll be good to experiment with him and see what he's capable of doing.
They say he has one of the largest move sets in the game, and it looks like he has a shit ton of stuff, bro. Like from the trailer, you could see he has shadow setups. He could set up a shadow behind him and throw something. Then he could also activate this green energy buff that gives him access to brand new moves that we've
Mm.
never seen before in the trailer. And then he's got his base loadout moves. So this character's looking mad. And that's why during the Elden Ring stream, I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I can't finish this game. I
Yeah.
can't play the game. I'm, my mind is just stuck on Noob Saibot. I can't do it, guys. I can't stream this shit no more. I'm done with it. And it ended
No,
the stream.
I understand that because I'm the same with Sparking Zero right now. I'm
Yeah.
locked into Dragon Ball. Everything is Dragon Ball for me right now.
Yeah, when's that coming out?
That's out on October 11th, which is it's coming out on the same day as the anime is coming back, Dragon Ball Daima. So it's just this the way that you feel about Mortal Kombat right now is how I feel about Dragon Ball. So I
Yeah,
completely get where you're coming from.
bro, you
Just before we finish, I'll keep forgetting to ask you this all the time. It's nothing to do with Mortal Kombat. It's nothing to do with gaming. You put up a picture a couple of days ago, which is I've seen it before, of your like dramatic weight loss. And I wanted to ask you because fitness is very important to me. What was the whole? How did that come to be? What did you do? Because I think it's important to let gamers know. Because obviously you went through like a dramatic change, and you must have worked out or dieted. So I was curious to know what that process was like.
well, um, so the so it all started when it kind of started when I I grew up a bit. I felt like the odd one out all the time.
Mm,
Whenever my cousins and all that used to have weddings, instead of like this is why I'm so disconnected from the world and I don't want to be around anyone and all that and social. Like things like them, they all used to go shopping together and they all used to have matching clothes for the weddings and stuff, like they do these Asian weddings here. But I was always the odd one out because one, my family, us like here, we were poor, and two, so we couldn't really buy the matching shit, and two, I never fit into it.
mm. Were you always large as a kid, or was that
Yeah,
something that happened in your
yeah.
teenage
I
years?
started growing up large as a kid, and I was like, you know what, man, I don't like this. I fucking hate this, man. I hated it. I was like, look at all them, bro. Look at me. I'm always the odd one out. It pissed me off. So then I went on a weight loss journey. So what I did was, it was really hard to do, but I cut out the Pringles, the chocolates, the fizzy drinks. I cut it out. I There was three things I mainly did: grilled chicken, foods, and rice.
What the hell is that? Did you see that?
Yep, I saw that. It detected a thumb on the screen, didn't it?
Oh, I've never seen that before.
I never saw that before either. Grilled chicken with rice every day, water non-stop, and 45-minute walking every day. But sometimes I would walk. an entire motorway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll walk an entire highway. Um, I would walk from here to Small Heath, which is quite far.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I stayed committed to it, and then it came to a point where my lust for chocolate went away completely. I hated the idea of chocolate. I was like chocolate phobic at one point,
Mm.
and then I lost all of it, and now I can fit into anything. And also somehow I got taller from it.
Right.
If I remember correctly, I was like 5'10", and now I'm 6'2".
You're 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2".
You're
I
six
don't know.
two.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not think you were 6'2", dude.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know
You
what?
can't see.
I don't know why I did not peg you as being over 6 foot. That's crazy.
Yeah, 6'2". I don't know how that happened either, but that happened too as well. And yeah, I lost all of it. I brought a lot of new clothes that I liked and all that. I brought suits that I liked as well. Like everything's changed now. It went from bad with nothing, no money, to buying clothes what I want, anything, and fit into it. It just all changed like that.
And you never went to the gym. You just stayed committed to walking, drinking water, and cutting out shit food.
Yep. No gym, nothing, not even workouts over here. Nothing. Just those three, and it worked
Okay, yeah,
somehow.
that's. I always wanted to ask you because always see that picture and I'm like, that's crazy. Because I used to be big as well, but I wasn't that
Yeah.
big. And when I saw that, I was like, I need to know what he did, just in case I ever get fat again. I need to know what he did.
I feel like I might get fat again. I feel like it. I feel it's coming back, so I gotta cut down now. I'm gonna
Have
start
you
cutting down.
have you ever considered going to the gym?
I went for the first time ever. I actually went during the wait for the taquita patch.
Hmm.
I went, and bro, it killed me, man. I don't know. My whole body is still in pain from then. I don't know how. Like it's
Yeah,
been over.
it's DOMS. It's when your body hasn't been through that. Like I took a month off because I was injured, and when I went back and did legs, I woke up in the morning I couldn't walk. So your body just needs to go through
But I'm still feeling it, bro. 1 month later, my
it.
body's fucked. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, well, I guess you went years before you went to the gym. I started when
Yeah,
I was a bit younger, but if you keep going, you won't feel it after a while.
the thing is, I wanted to keep going, but if I do keep going, I don't want to gain. I just want to lose whatever maybe loose skin that I got left on
Yeah.
me or stuff like that. I mean, I kind of have man tits.
Mm.
What can I do? I should get rid of them, to be honest, if I can. What would I do? Sit ups for that?
Yeah, I would say if you want to tone up, lift weights, you don't have to go insanely heavy, but I would say like high intensity weightlifting session. So if you did like yesterday, I did back and chest, and I was doing pull ups, and then as soon as I did the finish the pull ups, I'd do push ups. So I was just keeping it moving really quickly. I went over to hammer press, did about 5 sets of like 12 reps. So if you're keeping tension on your body, it will start to tighten up and you'll start to see the cuts around your chest. Problem is, if you only do cardio when you're losing weight, then the skin's got nothing to really tighten to. So it would be good, even in your room, if you were just in your room doing push ups, that would help.
I was doing that actually. I was doing it here in my room. It was way When I did it in my room, it never had this fucking effect it had on me when I was in the gym doing it. I think I overdid it, bro. I really overdid it.
Mm.
And I think that's what screwed me over because I was trying to go every day and do it again and again and again. And I was just overdoing it as fuck. I probably fucked up my muscles doing that.
Yeah, you got to set a little time. If you're going for the first time, do like on off. Like go Monday, then rest on Tuesday, go Wednesday. Because when I started, that's what I was doing, and I was embarrassed to go into my gym because I live in a pretty rough area, and some of the girls around here are pretty rough as well. So I was embarrassed to get on the pull up because my top would come up, and I didn't want them to see
Oh,
my belly, and they would laugh and that. But you just gotta ignore them because at the end of the day, they're probably all out of shape now. They can't say anything to me. You just get on with it.
that's one thing I fucking hated growing up, man. Like when I started streaming MKX in 2016, I was so insecure about how fat I was that right here where I'm sitting, I had I had the PS4 streaming through the PS4 and the camera of the PS4. If I was getting a door knock over there, I would check the window. I would turn the camera away so nobody could see how fat I was. Go to the window and open it. That's how fucking bad it was, man. I hated it.
Listen, bro, I've been there before, man. I know how it feels.
Yeah.
I got big at one point, and it was people expected me to look a certain way, and I didn't look that way, and it was upsetting. But just block out what everybody else is doing, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. So I'd say go to the gym like 3 times a week to start. Just do. I can send you some workouts if you want.
I mean, I'll take them. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Anything that would help me fix my chest area or my stomach area, anything like that, I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. I'll send you some of my workouts. But sick. This has been a pleasure, bro. I appreciate you doing these interviews. You're always quick to respond whenever I ask. So, is there anything that you want to add to this before we close off?
I don't know. I will never say GG's to any motherfucker, even if I say I'm not saying GG's. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I respect it, man.
If you beat me, fuck you. Fuck you, bro. Are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. Ain't no sportsmanship here. Fuck off. So if I lose with Noob Saibot, nobody's getting shit. That's it.
Are you gonna be doing them on Foxy stream still?
Yep. Foxy always. He's the best host.
All right, well, I'll definitely be tuning in. But thank you so much for joining me here today, bro. And I'll message you those workouts soon, and I'll chat to you later on.
All right. See you later.
All right, bro. Take care.